Hi, welcome to the podcast for When the Curves Line Up for March 3, 2024, featuring the Moon-Antares Occultation. Please see the article that includes diagrams of today's events on the website at whenthecurveslineup.com. Text by Jeffrey L. Hunt. In Chicago, sunrise occurs at 6:21 a.m. Central Standard Time followed by sunset at 5:44 p.m. For sky watchers in the southeastern U.S. states, Caribbean Basin, and parts of Mexico, the moon occults or eclipses the star Antares, the heart of the Scorpion, early this morning. This occurs when the moon crosses a sky watcher's sight line to a distant star, and for a short period, blocks the star's view. Like a solar eclipse, observers along a limited track see this event, but there is no potential for eye damage like the solar eclipse. The orbital path of the moon shifts along the ecliptic and the distant zodiacal stars during a cycle that recurs every 18.6 years. Occultations of Antares began during August 2023 and occur nearly each lunation that end August 27, 2028. The next stellar eclipse of Antares occurs March 30 for sky watchers in the southwestern Pacific Ocean basin. The event is easy to see. A binocular or spotting scope helps the view. Here are some local times for selected cities, when the star disappears behind the moon and reappears later. Atlanta, disappears 2:04 a.m. reappears 2:56 a.m. Charleston, South Carolina, 2:09 a.m. to 2:57 a.m. Miami, Florida, 1:58 a.m. to 3:03 a.m. Cancun, Mexico, 1:54 a.m. to 3:01 a.m. San Juan, Puerto Rico, 3:13 a.m. to 4:24 a.m. In Chicago, the occultation is in progress when the moon rises at 1:16 a.m. The moon reappears at 1:45 a.m. The moon and star are low in the east-southeast when Antares reappears. For every sky watcher, the star disappears at the sunlight edge or limb of the moon and reappears at the night limb. For other locations not in the list above and in the region where the entire occultation occurs, find the nearest city a reference linked in the article to determine when the occultation occurs. Subtract the differential from the universal time listed in the references table, 5 hours for Eastern Time and 6 hours for Central. While the event is not visible in Western American time zones, the reappearance is visible in a large swath of Eastern and Central time zones. Here is today's planet forecast. In the morning sky. During morning twilight, the moon is east of Antares and in front of Scorpius. The lunar phase nears the last quarter that occurs at 9:23 a.m. CDT. Venus advances eastward against the distant stars that are awash in morning twilight. The brilliant planet rises 53 minutes before sunrise. About 25 minutes later, the planet is less than 5 degrees above the east-southeast horizon. It is visible through a binocular, 4.7 degrees to the lower left of Mars. This time interval before sunrise is the optimal time to see Mars and Venus together. If attempted later, Mars is hiding in bright twilight. If earlier, Venus is not above the horizon. In a day or so, the lighting levels make this nearly an impossible observation. While Venus and Mars are in the same binocular field of view for another 5 mornings, this observation window is nearly finished. Afterward, Mars appears earlier before sunrise, while Venus rises later compared to the Sun's appearance. Saturn is slowly entering the eastern morning sky, but it is not easily visible until early April. In the evening sky, Mercury is quickly moving into the evening sky for its best evening appearance of the year for Northern Hemisphere sky watchers. This evening it sets 17 minutes after the Sun, and it gains 5 to 6 minutes of setting time each night. Begin looking for it with a binocular in about a week. An hour after sundown, bright Jupiter is nearly halfway up in the west-southwest, east of an imaginary line from Hamel to Menkar. Thank you for listening. Please read the articles at whenthecurveslineup.com.